The 8th round of the 2008 DTM season took place at Brands Hatch in front of a crowd of 26,800 spectators. At 1.9 kilometers, the circuit in the south of the UK is the shortest of the DTM season. Watched by Formula One superstar Lewis Hamilton, points leader Timo Scheider started ahead of Paul Di Resta, Bruno Spengler, Martin Tomczyk and Jamie Green, who is second in the points. In that order, the field went into the first corner, after Maro Engel, who started 14th, was the first driver to spin, having been pushed by Albers. Shortly after, a slight drizzle set in. All drivers had started with slicks, thus there wasn't only a lot of activity on the grandstands, rain tires were prepared in the pit lane too. However, the predicted thunderstorms didn't materialize, and thus Timo Scheider was in control out in front, ahead of Paul Di Resta. There was a hot fight between Mike Rockenfeller and Bernd Schneider for 9th place. Schneider came home 9th, Rockenfeller was only 13th. In the meantime, Matthias Ekström drove a solemn race out in front. He was the last to come into the pits, thus staying out of any position fights and setting fast lap times. Martin Tomczyk had some nice battles. Firstly, he overtook Jamie Green as the Brit locked up, but then had to let Green in front again after the pit stop. On lap 52, Tomczyk and Bruno Spengler had a tough encounter in a battle for 5th. Eventually, Tomczyk came out on top, much to the delight of his partner Kristina Sura. Spengler came 6th. Last year's champion Matthias Ekström, who had started 7th, stuck to his tactics. He only came in for his second stop on lap 58 and eventually came back out on the track again in 3rd, ahead of Jamie Green. Best placed driver with a year-old car was Gary Paffett. The Mercedes-Benz driver retained his 8th place from qualifying and thus scored points for the 3rd time this season. The first driver home was Timo Scheider, who confirmed his 4th pole of the season with his 2nd win, finished ahead of Paul Di Resta and Matthias Ekström. We had the possibility to make the best out of the pole position. I had a very good start and could keep the pace up right away, so that I could pull a slight gap over Paul Di Resta. That gave me the possibility to drive my own race.
Dass ich eine kleine Lücke hatte zu Paul und das hat mir natürlich ein bisschen die Möglichkeit gegeben, das Ganze ein bisschen mehr einzuteilen heute.
The result of the 8th round of the 2008 DTM season at Brands Hatch at a glance. Di Resta 2nd for the 3rd time, Jamie Green in 4th place. Tom Christensen finished 7th after his disappointing 12th place in qualifying. Oliver Jarvis finished 12th after an unfortunate race, having started 6th. Ralf Schumacher, who had started 17th, came home 15th from Matthias Lauda and Maro Engel. Great joy on the podium. In the point standings, Timo Scheider is now leading with a margin of 9 points over Mercedes-Benz drivers Jamie Green and Paul Di Resta, who are tied. Matthias Ekström also keeps up his title hopes in 4th place. Gary Paffett and Markus Winkelhock in 9th and 10th place are the best placed drivers with a year-old car on their respective brands. The 9th DTM round of the 2008 DTM season is taking place on September 21st in Barcelona.